days, searching for your praise. Is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me to clean your memories? Will I slowly lose my mind? Lost in your maze, stuck in your gaze. How can I get out? I'm out of time to make you mine. Baby, show me how. Days, searching for your praise. Is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me to clean your memories? Will I slowly lose my mind? Lost in your maze, stuck in your gaze. How can I get out? I'm out of time to make you mine. Baby, show me how.
Welcome back, viewers, to some more Carthage esports. Today, League of Legends with my constant co-host Tony. I'm Nat. Jumping into the draft soon. How you feeling today?
Stressed.
Okay.
Midterms. Never fun. But
Understandable.
I like League.
Understandable, my friend. Understandable. Some League of Legends to keep off the stress of midterms. Always fun, although you're not usually turning to League of Legends to alleviate stress. Hopefully we can do that for you today. Well, I got midterms tomorrow.
Yep, all of them tomorrow.
Oh.
Right? I'm legal environment of business. I'm not good at law. I am praying everything will be all right.
I hope you do well. Wishing the best for everybody out there working their midterms, studying. Wait, what are you doing? Yeah, do your midterms while watching the stream. Get the stream done while you watch the stream.
Demon me right now.
Yeah, just study, find something to do. We'll get back to that, but today we've got Kansas State varsity.
Ooh.
Kansas State versus the Carthage Red squad, who has been very successful this season. Looking to continue their dominance here. I'm very excited to see how they've looked since last week, that banger 3-game set.
Yeah, I still can't believe it. It's just I remember I think it was Blitzkrieg the first time around, teleporting in and completely taking out the Nexus, doing a little sneaky action in there, and I just can't to see what we're gonna pull today. It's gonna be wicked fun.
Yeah, it would have been a shame if you didn't show up. That would have usually you just came to see what you. Joke didn't land. That's okay.
I'm
excited to see. Yeah, I mean, okay, we're in draft. Gwen ban for Goat, obviously.
Yeah,
he's been absolutely lights out on that Gwen pick into basically every matchup, no matter what counter pick they throw his way. He's been successful. Caitlyn, give me the first ban for Carthage Red. That's just an obnoxious champion. Very strong in lane. Sejuani ban. Osspice has been playing that a ton. Makes a lot of sense. Got the Belveth fan next.
That's interesting.
It is. It's not something you typically see, but it looks like it's something that this jungler plays a lot.
And remember, we did have a problem. I think it was 2-3 weeks ago with Belveth going in there. There's a really good jungler that played it. So very interesting.
It is, yeah, it is. I mean, if she gets ahead, it's very stressful. To deal with, but it looks like it will just be the Kai'Sa ban here. Pretty strong champion recently, very high DPS, tons of mobility, just a great pick for Arthropod to be on, so it makes sense why they'd ban it. And on the other side, we see the Yuumi ban. Thank the heavens, Yuumi is banned. We don't have to watch it today. We'll see how both teams draft around these, though. Blue So blue side, first pick going to KSU. See what they go for.
Syndra.
The Syndra pick. Okay, so this is post rework Syndra. So she's stronger now for sure. It looks like this is expected. Something this person plays a lot, so they're very confident in this Syndra, just throwing it in blind, not worried about counter picks, and just believe in this champion.
For sure. What were the main things, the big changes in the rework of Syndra?
That makes sense. Jinxillion, we've seen it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, she gains stacks of Splinters of Wrath.
I think I remember part
so
of
he
it.
scales better. Her abilities get upgraded with how many splinters she has, and her ultimate eventually gets an execute, I believe.
Oh.
Pretty ridiculous. Yep. So she's gonna play a little bit differently. She's gonna be a little less strong in lane, but definitely will scale very, very well. So maybe try to pick something that can punish that a little bit here. Leona, and I'm assuming you're going with the ADC here. We'll see what they decide to pick up. Something aggressive. Draven's on the board. Kallista's on the board.
Oh, that'd be cool seeing a Callista on there.
Kalista would be good. Caitlyn did get banned, so that would probably be the main one. Maybe Helios, that worked.
Oh.
Okay. I was gonna say Jhin, but Helios would definitely be good. Really good team fighting AD carry. It beats Jinx in lane, and can almost match her in scaling. Although the Jinx passive definitely does put her ahead.
And there we are with Aatrox.
Yep, there's the Raymond the Goat special in the top lane. Yeah, he's gotten to play his 3 champions. He's gotten to play the Fiora, or Camille, I think.
Yep.
Fiora, Camille, Aatrox, Gwen.
Yep.
He's gotten to play his champions, so.
Yeah,
I mean.
And I can't choose which one is the best of them. He loves rotating like throughout the week. Like I'll just be peering over when I'm not doing my homework, and I'm like, oh, this he's playing a lot more Fiora today, or doing a little bit this. He's a little bit worried. Coming into his side, I had a little chat with him, and he wanted to play Gwen against them. So, but I think Aatrox will be just fine. We'll just see what the top laner they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of counter picks available, and they do have some bans here to protect that Aatrox if there's anything that they really don't want to play against. But Aatrox, he's still so good. It's really hard to find a really hard matchup for him. So we'll see. It looks like they're kind of putting some more bans on
Silas.
Yep, we saw what he did on the Silas last time. The backdoor, crazy play ending the game. So it makes sense why they banned that. Also have some decent ultimates. I mean, the Syndra ultimate not as much, but Leona ultimate, great engage.
Oh yeah.
And then the Fiddlesticks banned on the other side. I mean, that champion is so underrated. It just farms incredibly fast. The ganks are strong, and that ultimate is absolutely game changing.
For sure, it's interesting that we're taking 2 junglers out of the rotation, so maybe just trying to. Oh, is there a little bit? I hear a little bit of League of Legends.
Yeah, there's some chatter. We'll see what the ban is.
Ornn.
Okay. We're all good. Got the Ornn ban coming through. Aatrox and Ornn is fine, but Aatrox absolutely gets outscaled in that matchup. If they are actually banning this, I don't really know what's going on right now, but we'll see.
I love Ornn. I think Ornn needs more skins.
That's a take right there.
It's a
fair
big
one,
take.
though.
I
think he's a cool champion.
I think there's only 3 skins for him. If I
Elderwood, Thunder King.
I think that's it. Oh,
is there one more?
The site just crashed. It looked like.
Okay, so we're back to it. LeBlanc also banned here for KSU. Blitzkrieg, that's another Blitzkrieg champion right there. Super aggressive, ton of agency, and he's dominated on it. Makes sense to why you banned it away. I mean, super aggressive mid laner, really hard to play against in the laning phase. So, I mean, it's a good Syndra matchup too.
For
so
sure,
if you want to play LeBlanc into Syndra, it's very good. Vi going to be picked up here. This has been a really common theme, giving Blitzkrieg the last pick to really give him as much options as he can. Let him see the whole team, and he's done very well with that advantage pretty much every week. So this strategy is nothing new, and it has been wildly successful.
I'm excited to see what he will choose choose to pick.
Yeah,
and for it's because let's see, going up against a Syndra, what do you think would be the best champ in that position?
Usually you'd want, pre-rework Syndra, you'd want something a little more aggressive, something you could really match her with. She was really good into a lot of control mages like Azir, Orianna, that sort of thing, Victor. But now since this change, I feel like you could really play a lot into it. Just because it has a less strong laning phase, you have more options. Like there are picks that aren't as off limits as before.
Yeah.
I still see okay the Viego picked up here. A lot of team fight for KSU. We'll see how they match it with the Akali. Okay. Very successful last time we saw it. We'll definitely look to see how this is utilized in this game. A lot of agency once again. You can get to roam around that map once you're at level 6. I mean, this Syndra is going to be terrified. Akali is definitely a lane bully when she hits that spike.
Oh, for sure. I never like going against Akali. That's why I'm usually support down in the bot lane.
And that's understandable. And it's all fine and dandy until the Akali comes walking down into the bot lane. And then you're in trouble. Which is exactly what Blitzkrieg's going to be wanting to do here. He's going to be wanting to push waves in, roam, and hopefully get at least a kill here on this Akali. That's the ideal, because Akali will not outscale this Syndra. The Syndra will likely be doing more damage once you get into the later stages of that game. So it puts a little bit of pressure here on Blitzkrieg to get some stuff done in these like mid-game team fights where she can dive in, dive out, hopefully get a kill on the AD carry or pretty much anybody. It's very good. Unbelievable. Chat's going crazy. 2 chats here. Much more than we're usually getting at this stage, so love to see it. That's what I was saying. Could be difficult for the Akali if she falls behind, but we've seen Blitzkrieg do this time and time again, so very excited to see how you utilize this pick.
Yeah, for sure. And big thing I love seeing is Viego. I think Viego is one of my favorite junglers, just from a design standpoint and from a champion standpoint of just the abilities. I love it. It works really well together, and I love just being the master of good Viegos being the master of all champions, and being able to utilize their abilities well. That's what makes it a good one.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to see that.
Definitely a really fun champion to watch. Not as fun to play against, admittedly, but definitely fun to watch. I mean, when you see Viego popping off in a team fight, just ulting over and over again, it's like...
it's completely nuts. I mean, it only takes like about 2 seconds when you take over someone else's champ to get that R back, and you can just escape,
continue
more damage,
or keep
take
going
more
in.
souls.
A lot of options. And one thing that Viego likes to play with is somebody who has high burst. So Syndra is going to be a really good choice for this because she has a ton of burst damage. So anything that can allow Viego to get these resets faster, to get those enemy champions to lower health, is really valuable for him.
For sure. And especially on our side, with the champs that we choose, picking up any of their souls and taking over them, it's deadly any which way.
You do have a lot of good CC options here with the Vi. I mean, Akali is obviously can be very destructive, but you're mainly going to be looking at the Vi. Aatrox, or probably the Zillion, as far as like really game changing if you get their souls, get the CC off. But the main thing with Viego, it's not necessarily about the champion you're inheriting. It's about the ability to use that ultimate again and get that health back. So it's going to be very interesting to see, especially with how squishy the Firebirds team comp is here.
Yeah, hoping that they're gonna it looks...
He's just hovering.
Oh,
he's messing with them. One thing that we will have to see is this Leona kind of punishing the Zillion pick, because we haven't really seen any team punish the Zillion yet. I love Zillion. I think he's a great champion, but there are weaknesses, right? You can get outroamed. You don't have as much potential to change a lane, like you would with somebody with more CC like a Leona. Like, you can't just walk into mid lane and go, okay, here Syndra, here's a kill. You can't really do that with Zillion as much. So I'd be liking to see this Aphelios, this Leona, try to be pushing in waves and hopefully getting this Leona some good roam timers so she's able to make plays across the map.
Yeah, hopefully that Arthropoda as Jinx can help him out, trying not to get that Leona to constantly jump on him with their E. So I'm a little bit scared about it because I'm not an Aphelios fan. It's been like 2 years, two and a half years that I've been just looking at the champ, and I still can't figure it out.
He can be very confusing to new people. If something comes up, I can explain it to you. It's less complicated once you understand what the guns do.
I understand that part. I just just all of it together. I'm like, okay, wait, which gun am I on?
That's fair. Yeah, very tough champion to play. But at this level, I mean, you'll get a lot of people who just know this champion well enough to see its full potential. And I'm very excited to see that. But until then, got a spectator delay break. We'll be back with you in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and 35 seconds.
On the dot.
I was a little bit late that time. That's okay. We'll see you then with some Carthage League of Legends.
The high Wheaton shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, are you kidding me? Donut, Donut, we're behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.
Confession that you're my obsession. You're pulsing through me. The blood is rushing and I am trusting you'll come save me. My knees are feeling weak. Your body's close to me. I want you to come rescue.
everybody. It's more Carthage Esports. League of Legends, hopping into the game. Very excited to see how this one goes. As usual, should be some very fun gameplay here.
Oh, I'm very excited, especially when we see Pentakill Viego's skin up on the screen.
That is a good skin. But one thing I'd like to know about this Viego, lethal tempo Viego.
Oh, yeah.
Not something you usually see. Usually it's the Conqueror build. Gives you a little bit of healing. That's what you're looking for. But definitely going to be a lot more damage and a little bit more early game damage in particular output from this Viego. So that's something to watch.
Oh, I'm so excited with it. I think I've only seen one time lethal tempo Viego being utilized, and I think they built Immortal Shield Bow with it as well. And it was absolutely insane. Just the attack speed, and with Borg, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
wow.
a lot of options you can go here. I'm very interested to see what he builds. This could be like an on-hit build with a Rage Blade, Shield Bow, that sort of thing. It also could just be the normal Viego build, but we will see. Other interesting things. We have oh my goodness, Hail Blades on the Vi.
Oh.
Pretty normal, but a lot of people are taking Conqueror these days. Gives you a little bit of extra sustain, can give you some healing occasionally, but gives you a little bit more leniency in these extended fights. But the Hail Blades variant has a lot more early game damage, so I'll definitely be looking to see this Vi get some big ganks off early.
Oh, for sure, and I always love to see it. And once I get level 6,
here going on. Walking up does get the start.
Dear.
Ignite is already on to proliferate. Does exhaust Berry.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. It's pretty big though. I mean, you do have that slight range advantage with the Calibrum, the sniper rifle there. So maybe they're able to do a little bit more off of this health advantage. So it'll be exciting to see what they do with that. Otherwise, we've got Viego going for a 3 or 4 camp most likely, just trying to get on the map as fast as possible, and Vi going for what is likely going to be a full clear.
You know what I thought the most interesting thing was that you actually knew the name of the gun. That,
I know all of them. I used to play with a lot of Aphelios. He's a lot of fun, especially once you get to really understand those rotations of his guns. It can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, what are like your 2 favorite combos that you like using with Aphelios?
It's probably red and white, so Severum and Crescendum.
Okay.
And then that's everybody's favorite. It just outputs the most damage. And the other one is probably Calibrum and Crescendum. So the sniper rifle and the chakrams. So the teal and the white guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the purple one, not that gravity one that roots them?
It doesn't feel as good. You do so much damage with the white gun, the chakrams.
Oh,
So
yes.
It's just a lot of fun. Blitzkrieg certainly appears to know his matchup very, very well. He's playing really well rounded. Although this stun combo could be the end of him. He does flash over the wall. Cares is going to follow with a flash of his own. Will he be able to get out? He does have access to that E, but he does get stunned. A lot of damage on a Blitzkrieg here. This could be first blood. He's got the distant puts with this cannon closing in. It looks like Blitzkrieg is going to go down. First blood to Cares Viego. That is massive.
That was really well done and well executed. You know, I think earlier on people are just like, you know, there's no way Viego's gonna be good. Like the E, his what do you call it? The black mist. It travels everywhere, so you can kind of get a tell of where he's coming from.
Oh, okay. Was spotted a little bit early there. Was probably a little bit preemptive as far as walking up because the minions immediately saw him. So although that bush wasn't warded, they kind of had enough time to use his E and just run away.
Yeah, really well done. Remember the goat just chilling over there?
Yeah,
getting a few combos down.
Yeah, still a pretty good laning phase here for the Aatrox. Oh my goodness. Unless that happens, apparently. That was a lot of burst there coming out from the cannon. Obviously, cannon does still have the potential to get like solo kills onto the Aatrox, but for the most part, Aatrox is gonna have a fine lane. The main issue comes in team fights where this cannon could just be able to get these massive ultimates.
For sure. Ooh.
Oh, just walking straight up here. Looks like they may have something. The Vi is here. Flash available. Ooh, messes up the combo a little bit, but will it matter? There does smite to get some of that health back. Proliferate does have the slow coming up soon, but it doesn't look like anything's going to come of this 3-man root. Very nice there. But you really wish you got that kill.
For sure. Yeah, was it just a flash too late?
Usually you want to flash Q. Q flash does work, but you have to be a little bit more precise with it. So it's just about order there. That's something I've been doing a lot recently in my games also, actually. I watched that, I really felt for him, because it does feel really bad what happens. Although, okay, big trade here. The E is down, so Raymond could look for more, but the minion wave is just going to push him back to his own tower. Good trades there by Boomix. Oh man, a lot of pressure being put on the bot lane. Flashing away is Proliferate. Big flash there, actually, onto the support of the Firebirds. So, man, I'm pretty impressed with how they've been putting pressure on so far, even with that. Okay, flash forward does have the ult. Slicing Maelstrom gets a ton of damage off, but a flash through his own. Raymond the Goat is able to get away, and teleport is available. So, not much happening. Will be a slight CS lead over to that Kennen there, though.
Yeah, that little guy is extremely dangerous. I do not like facing them.
Yep. Yeah, this is the first lane that I've really seen Raymond the Goat have issues with so far. I mean, Kennen has been putting a ton of pressure on it. Almost finding that kill, forcing Raymond the Goat to flash away. I've really liked the play here out of Boomix.
For sure, and I mean, the only other times that Raymond the Goat is a little bit having troubles with the jungler constantly ganking top lane.
Yep.
So it's this is going to be a very scary match.
It absolutely will. One thing to look at, Blitzkrieg did just hit level 6, so as far as I'm concerned, this Akali is online. Kill threat in mid lane is immediate. I mean, once you have perfect execution, once you have this ultimate, it's just so much more damage, especially because it does more damage the less health that you have. So you're just really able to put a lot of pressure on a lot of these control mage matchups. As you can see, just getting those 3 Qs off, putting a ton of damage on this Syndra, and now roaming up to the top lane trying to find something.
Yeah, and hopefully he's going to meet Theo up there, but no backing off.
Yep, Osspice is going to have a lot of trouble finding anything here. This Kennen has a ton of mobility. You saw how much movement speed he gained with that E, just able to run away. So maybe trying to find something in a little bit of a different lane. Once you're at level 6, I would definitely start to look towards mid lane. You just have such good follow-up from this Akali, and probably the most damage available from the 3 lanes so far. Jinx is able to put a lot of damage on, but not in the short period of time that you'd hope when you're looking to capitalize off of this Vi ultimate. Oh, okay. Sure. World Ender is popped, and so is the Slicing Maelstrom. A lot of damage going on to both carries here, but will it make a difference? No. Able to just get away here as Viego shows his presence and just kind of forcing Raymond to go away from the Kennen. He's able to get away without much of a scratch, obviously. He can just kind of reset, walk back. Afraid of the dive, so very smart there, just to reset at the tier 2, you see? He went back to the tower, because the wave is crashing. So the Vi, Osspice would have been able to walk around that wall, and then likely just find a kill under his own turret. So I think it's really smart that he just backed off, made sure that he did not lose that gold for his team.
For sure, and I'd like to point out there's like Viego using, they're kind of like playing some mind games with it, just like, hey, I'm nearby. You can see you can see my E. But then just backing off is just like, that's a very, very dangerous king.
It absolutely is. Another thing that I'd like to talk about here, Syndra's played this lane very well.
Yeah,
is got a slight CS advantage. Has a lost chapter, so is gonna have a lot more ability to sustain in lane. Okay, the ultimate does come through, and Kennen will be able to find it. The E is still available. The ultimate is not, though. Does miss the chains there. So likely nothing going to be found. A little bit, once again, very tough. Not able to find anything with this Vi in the early game. He still will be useful in these team fights, but you gotta hope that she gets something soon.
For sure. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. Just nothing really has fallen through yet. So hopefully that will change a little bit later on.
Yeah, she'll have plenty of opportunities still.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Just plays there. Okay, proliferate. Just saying what's up to this Leona. But that did make the presence zone on the dragon. Likely no play can be made here. They do have priority. The mid lane is pushed in, so it doesn't look like Blitzkrieg's going to be able to roam to this. But so far, this is probably exactly the type of game that Kansas has been looking for. It's pretty slow through this early game and looking towards these team fights to gain some real advantages.
For sure, and there's no real upper edge that the Firebirds have right now over them. Just trying to find the right time to be aggressive, but every single time they've just been thwarted.
Yeah, they absolutely have. The one thing you can look at so far, or let's look at all the bright sides here. Firebirds have a lot of options still. I haven't seen Blitzkrieg use the ult. Once again, we keep talking about it, but that's just because of how impactful it is. I mean, this Akali could run over this game if you give her even one kill. This champion is ridiculous if it gets fed gold. The Jinx Zillion lane hasn't really been punished. They've been early game. You saw that big chunk. It hasn't mattered. 4 CS lead here for Kansas. So it's like, what will happen with the bot lane here? They will only get stronger, and as a unit, the Jinx and the Zillion will be better in team fights. Even though the Leona is incredibly strong, great initiator. Just the ability to resurrect your team is it's an absurd ability.
It's nothing to be messing around with. It is, especially with the skill that Proliferate always gets it down. It's very scary. But what's so interesting is that Syndra is playing a lot more aggressive than usually I would. I'm very scared when I play Syndra, but Syndra's just up there and just like challenging a colleague. It's like, hey, I can just completely wipe you away.
Ultimate down onto Arthropod. That's exactly who you want. Another stun rooted up. This is an insane CC combo. I don't think she had a chance to move there. Jinx definitely going to be going down. Aphelios picking up a kill, and now this is where the gold swing really will begin for Kansas University. Although here you see a nice little combo there from Blitzkrieg. Probably won't be able to find anything more. Ultimate there does get dropped on him, so that's a nice little cooldown. Proliferating gonna try and, oh my goodness, there's that right onto him, fighting for his life, but is going to go down. Another kill there, going over to the Aphelios. He's getting a little strong now.
Yeah, that I was worried a lot about that.
Jinx rocket. There it is. You have to be more careful. I mean, he was right on vision where he reset. You have to be aware that this Jinx can just pick you off.
Oh, I love it. I remember last week there was an amazing snipe, and I'm hoping to see even more tonight. That's a really good start.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, really big mistake though. Giving this Jinx some gold. It may not look, it's a kill, right? It doesn't look like much initially, as though Blitzkrieg might be in trouble here, having to flash away. Although you do have the buy coming in now. Does still have the Q available, is putting a lot of damage down. Will be able to find it, does get the stun. Flashing away, but it doesn't matter. Allspice takes out the mid laner. There is that gank that we were talking about. There's the kill.
Yeah, that's gonna help a lot. And Firebirds still a little bit down in gold, but oh geez, that was really well done. And it was good just waiting for that E to be used by the Syndra, and then she's like, oh, and Vi's just like, yeah, I can go in now. Yep. There's nothing they can do about it. Absolutely. They got no mobility.
Fantastic bait there by Blitzkrieg, because he was saying, oh, I'm low health. Oh my gosh, I'm so weak. But then you have Allspice just chilling right there in the bush, waiting for Mirnos to step up too far, and right as he took the bait, ultimate comes down, and that's a kill.
That's a kill.
It really is.
I was trying to figure out what that there's a meme with is like
what was it?
I can't remember it. I'll have to look it up later, else it's gonna make me mad.
During the break, we'll figure that one out for you. A little bit of an invade going on. Kind of interesting, just poking his head and seeing what's up. The damage is going to be coming through, but once again, this is a really safe lane here, so not much really going to be coming of it. One interesting choice here, you could have definitely made a case for going Gorgic. Oh, ultimate is pop, no E for the cannon. Flashes forward, might be able to find out damage. We're able to go also flashing away. Still a lot of damage onto him though. Does get the healing World Ender. Will he get the Q3? No. Solo kill. Boomix gets it. Man, really, really fantastic cannon play from him so far.
For sure, and the mobility that from him, especially when is it the chains that from Aatrox that go out? Oh,
one shot from Arthropod. He is just farming gold with that ultimate. This root does come down from the Leona. Allspice maybe looking away, but no, too much damage. It's gonna get record by the chrono shift. They maybe will find more. Blitzkrieg is now in the frame, but they have so much damage. The Glimmer Ball is going down. Flash Gold does pick it up. He's got too much damage. Mirnos grabs another one. Is this a third? Well played, double kill there by the Syndra.
I just wanted to see a good snipe, and yet our entire team dies because of it.
Yeah, wow. I mean, great rotation there. Fantastic pick by the Leona ult once again. Just perfect choice. Allspice caught out no flash, or flash was used after that, but he just had too much CC on him, and ultimately the Zillion ult just didn't really change much there.
Yeah, and it was a great use of spacing as well. It's just like knowing which champions should go up ahead and which ones are going in and attacking. It was flawlessly done.
It absolutely was, and now we're starting to see the menace that is Aphelios. He has the Kraken Slayer. That's actually another thing. Not super normal. So Kraken Slayer's interaction with his white gun did get nerfed a little bit a while ago. So a lot of people just immediately opted for Gale Force just to give him that extra bit of mobility. And honestly, I feel like Gale Force would have been the better option, or even Shield Bow into this team comp. You have 2 assassins, 2 people trying to dive your backline. Kraken Slayer, it doesn't provide a ton of value in this game. So we'll see if that comes back to bite him, or even, because once again, it will do more damage. You will have more damage available. It's just you're really sacrificing survivability.
I think maybe just trying to get a little bit more damage done to that Vine Aatrox, then building a little bit tank, or just being a little bit of tankier champions. I think that might be the hope. So just later on in team fights, but I do agree with you on that. I haven't seen a Gale Force, but usually just because Blitz tells me to go Immortal Shield Bow all the time.
Okay, yeah, Blitz does love Immortal Shield Bow. But not the option here for Uberry. And who are we to say? 3-0-2, 128 farm. He's been having a game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're doing something right, so I'm never going to question anything about it.
Another interesting thing, Gale Force on the Jinx. I think just to make sure that she can get away from this Leona ultimate. But
yeah.
I think Kraken Slayer, once again, I think Kraken Slayer is also a very viable option. But we've seen time and time again, Gale Force on this Jinx is still very, very viable, very strong.
Wow.
Looking for an all-in combo now. The ultimate is doing just barely not enough damage. Blitzkrieg is still taking from Leandres, but he's able to get away. This Syndra has been a menace.
I have no words to that. Extremely well done. All the combos just fit right on in. And how many orbs did she have for
6 or 7? I mean, it was a lot.
Wow. See, the timing of that is really well done.
Absolutely was.
With the more orbs she has, the more damage it does with her R. So that wow.
It looks like they're looking for at least an invade, maybe even a bit of a dive here. But Kares has been slowed up. Is going to be ulting. They already used the blast cone to get over. So will he still have enough damage? Osprey's kind of walking around trying to wait for his cooldowns. A lot of people come up, but now he's just kind of leaving Flip Rate to B, get the Resurrect off. But they're just kind of giving this one up with the understanding that this Syndra will be here. God, this has been tough here for the Firebirds so far. They've just been playing really good macro. They've been everywhere that they needed to be. Kares has been setting up his team super, super well. And for a second, I saw the Ionian Boots Lucidity and the mirror on the Viego because he transformed into Zillion. I was really confused. But going Triforce here, actually, that is certainly warm, but it does give you those bruiser stats that he loves.
That is quite interesting because normally you'd what's a
Defense Center.
Yeah, that's usually what I'd go. I'm sorry.
He does get the flip over. He is able to get away. Boomix is in some trouble now. The flash will almost be available to him to go, but the movement speed might just be enough. The Q comes through. He doesn't get the knock up. Doesn't get that one either. The flash. He does. There we go. Raymond the Goat is on the board with the kill. Well played there to work around that ultimate. And pick one up, and now Kares is here. He does just immediately misses the ult, so the slow is not available. Arthropod's in some trouble now. Flashes forward. Will this be the end of the ultimate is available? So yeah, Arthropod now going down to Mirdas, but they've turned it around on Kares. What a great rotation. Looks like Osprey is gonna pick this one up here. Proliferate. Does not quite get it. Very close there, but man, really well played there by Kares to escape that.
How did that not kill him?
Zillion Bomb does not do a ton of damage. Usually.
That's surprising. I was thinking it's like, an ARAM. It's just like usually they're building Ludens and stuff. That's why it does more damage than here.
yeah, a lot of very interesting builds there. But here in draft pick, we get a lot of Shirelias, which is what I'm expecting to go here. The movement speed bonus. More movement speed that he already gives you. I mean, this Jinx can be zooming around in these team fights, but we've yet to see this Jinx get excited and really pop off.
Yeah, but I don't have too much of a worry because right when she builds her next item in IE, then all the damage starts coming through.
That's true.
Just a wait game.
Teleport here coming through. Looks like this Syndra is going to be showing up in the mid lane. Ooh. They might not
Shelly. Come on, Shelly.
It does end up.
There we go.
That's a nice little bonus there, getting that extra tower damage on the mid lane, but they still need to make up for this 4,000 gold deficit. When you get assassination doesn't have exhaust. She's looking for it. Diving onto him now. Oh! She's excited. She's gonna start putting out this damage now. She has a ton.
There we are.
Another one. Double kill there for Arthropod. He wants more, flashing forward. A little bit too far, maybe. Does get that heartbreaker off, and now Kares is excited, looking for a little bit more. Throwing the zap, or the choppers down. I apologize. Not finding anything else there, but good turn there by Kansas.
For sure, but did get a lot of damage done for the Firebirds. They're going even in 3v3 so far, but I mean, wow, Proliferate is just Arthropod has just landed every single R in perfect fashion. Really good day to be a Sniper Jinx.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, oof, this Jinx is having some trouble. Missing out on that little bit of extra damage to turn the team fight, getting a little bit greedy there, investing the flash, giving up on that mobility, and just stepping too far forward and ending up dying for it. Ended up being a very costly mistake, because now you're getting into this dragon fight. The Jinx has no summoners. It's gonna be really tough to let this Jinx get her passive on. Flashing forward, does end up picking up one. Raymond Goat is gonna be melted here by this slicing Maelstrom. Onia's on one side, but Proliferate is caught on the other. He's trying his best, Arthropod, putting rockets into this Leona, but now, oh my goodness, they're just rolling over this fight slowly but surely. Double kill there for the Aphelios, looking for one more, is going to find it. Kares picking up. Man, very, very well played there by Kansas State, and man,
I think the best thing that they did there was just separating the Firebirds in two different battles. And then just going with that, because that was really good, and especially when you have Leona fighting on the one side and Viego fighting up there with Kennen. That was really well executed and greatly broken up.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're looking for. Using these ultimates to split up the Firebirds, make sure that they can't get that good position that they're looking for a front-to-back team fight, so the Jinx can really just stack that lethal tempo,
Is
get that
Jinx
DPS.
riding a train?
She is riding a train, yep. We love Riot Cosmetics, very creative there. But back to it, not being able to find too much there. One thing to look at, the Akali not being able to find too much in this game.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, because we love seeing Blitzkrieg pop off with LeBlanc, with Silas, and this one, it's just not working out as well. It's still getting a lot of damage done, but not enough to finish it off, and all their stacks just keep on getting reset.
Yeah, it just feels really tough to play team fights here. With the composition that the Firebirds have drafted, who do you dive onto as Allspice here? Like, who are you ulting? It has to be the Aphelios, but you have so much peel for this Aphelios. I mean, the Leona's standing right next to him at basically all times. You have that stun. You have the ultimate there from Kennen if need be. It just really feels like the Kansas State has the easier to play composition, and they're using that simplicity to great effectiveness.
Yeah, it's a great front line and a great back line. Is that both of them are very strong together.
Very well balanced.
Yeah, and it's hard to get into that back line to destroy them first. So it's gonna be really tough for the Firebirds to come back. It's still doable, but it's they're running out of those good opportunities to. Oh no!
Getting in the top side, but that's so much damage put on Allspice, already resurrecting. The ultimate still goes off despite him being in the middle of that animation. He may get away. Ulting over the wall is Kares. Will he be able to find it? He is going to be faster with this E, but she still has that punch available. She may get away here. No, stun does land. Although this is proving to be a little bit slower than we were expecting. Will now find the kill onto Allspice, and now the jungler is down. They can look for these objectives, such as Baron, which is up. They do have enough damage to do it. Blitzkrieg looking for the kill here, does miss the circuit flip. The slicing missile does come through. Not enough damage to take down Blitzkrieg by a mile. But these slows are brutal from these 3-point strikes. Now ready to go, popping that World Ender, going to be taken down. There, give it over to Blitzkrieg. That's a pretty big kill there. Giving that shutdown over, giving that Akali a little bit more gold may allow her to get that damage. To truly one-shot the Aphelios or this Syndrome.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, that fight went on for so long, and it's just not a lot of damage coming from that Akali.
The really tough thing is that the Firebirds have no real front line here. Like, the Aatrox will be bulky, but that's only because of how much healing he has. So effective HP, not actual HP. Effective HP meaning you essentially have this much HP because of the amount of healing that you're getting. But you don't have the stats really to back it up yet. I mean, you have the Hex Drink, you have the Mercury Treads. But it's not
It's still not enough.
You saw how fast he got melted in that last fight.
For sure.
It's really tough with this. I mean, Leon ult's been perfect. It's exactly what you're looking for. Stopping the reset there, he may actually pay for it. A lot of damage coming through out of Kares. They do get 2 people rooted. Maybe they were stepping a little bit too far up themselves. Ooh, Barry has a lot of damage on Kares. Has a lot of killing spree. Blitzkrieg's in the front line, but he has to dash back. Man, they just can't find anything here.
Yeah, you're right about not having a true front line. I mean, it's... You have all these champs that are good at just flanking around and just ganking, but it's just not good at just absorbing all that damage that that Kansas is bringing out.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of pressure. We were expecting a lot of pressure from Allspice this game, but they were not able to find it. And now Kansas State punishing very well. Rainbow having to pop that ult to get away. But Kares is so tanky. Look at him, barely taking any damage from that tower there. The ultimate does go through, not picking him off this time. Looks like the Firebirds kind of looking for a fight, but it would be a 4v5. Allspice is not yet here. How do they get back in this game? It's looking very tough, obviously.
I mean, yeah, they're 10k down in gold. That I truly don't know. I mean, Kansas has one away from a soul.
They absolutely are, and that's a very tough soul to play against, especially into this cannon. So with the Cloud Soul, so the Dragon objective that is spawning in 6 seconds. If Kansas State manage to pick this up, the bonus that they'll get is extra movement speed after using their ultimates. So that means that after this cannon ults, he's going to gain a ton of movement speed, and that makes him a problem because the faster the cannon is, that means the faster and easier he'll be able to get onto the squishy members of Carthage, like this Jinx, like Blitzkrieg, like Proliferate even. The benefit is that you do have this Zillion ult. But yeah, I definitely think this is a smart play. Just understand you do not have the gold to take this fight, backing off and looking for hopefully another option, another way into this game.
Yeah, but really, it's there's not too many anymore. I mean, already mid lane, the inhibitor's down, and everything's completely open top side and bot side. Almost the turrets could fall in at any time. It looks like they're going to be pushing bot.
Yep. So what they're doing now is they're overloading the bot side of the map, which means that they're just putting as many members bot lane as possible. Too many for the Firebirds to truly answer, especially with that Baron buff. And they're going to be reaping the rewards, picking up that first tower. And now they're going to bring a couple members over to the mid lane to put some pressure on, just so that it isn't too easy for the Firebirds to focus their efforts in one place. Putting a couple of people in the mid lane makes it so that they have to split their attention to stop these super minions in the mid lane from hitting the inhibitor turret or the Nexus turrets.
And that's exactly what
damage. They're just not taking any either. Kares is so bulky with this build. That oh my goodness, the Triforce really being big here. Moonlight Visual missing is big, but will that matter? Blitzkrieg is now going and instantly delete. My goodness, the burst from this team. Bravidon's Death Cap certainly showing for the Syndra. Kares just poking around, trying to find something. He is going to exhaust that Zonia's, or the top rush. Oh my, where did Allspice go? This will likely be the game. So much damage. My goodness, what is the videos? 200 years. 200 years indeed. That'll be GG. 28-minute game. Very well played there. The macro was great. They played around the Syndra fantastically. I mean, that's as much as you can look for from that team comp.
But I mean, team fights. Well, Kansas. I don't have too many words for it. I mean, look at how good that Syndra did. 8-1-6. And with Rabadons and max stats or max stacks with that, wow, it's just
so much damage.
You can't jump on them, but you have to. Once you do, Syndra just goes, go away.
It pushes you away, exactly. That's really your only option. If you fall behind with this type of team, with the Vi and the Akali in particular, you just don't have the damage to get the kills.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a bummer, but I mean, we still had a really good fight, just nothing was connecting very well. Team fight wise, Kansas did great, just separating us out, doing it one champ at a time. That was really well done. So I'm wondering what the Firebirds will have to do to switch things up and come out on top.
Absolutely. I don't expect a massive change in identity here from the Firebirds. They've been very consistent. They've had a few games that they've lost and came back from. I mean, look at last week. They had a very rough loss in game 2, and then they came back for a fantastic game 3.
Even when game 3 wasn't going so well either.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, yeah, it's far from over. We've seen the Firebirds come back from this several times, but I am very excited to see what they do with the draft here. In the meantime, we'll be back with a short little break, let the teams catch their breath a little bit, game plan, and then we'll see the adjustments made. But for now, we'll take a short break. Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 draft here coming right at you. Gonna have some pretty similar bans, I expect. Both the Kayle and the Bel'Veth are gonna stay banned. Gwen is also gonna stay banned. Do not want that champ to fall into Raymond the Goat's hands, and that makes sense. We've seen the blind pick. It's pretty gross.
Yep.
Pretty strong. So far, no adjustments, but it makes sense. I mean, you'll just want to run it back. Okay, no adjustments from either team there. They're just gonna run it back with these same bans. Now we'll see if they go with the same picks.
Yeah, I wouldn't see like any difference in ban from, especially from Kansas's side. There wasn't too many things that were a big nuisance for them. So, I mean, a little bit from the Aatrox and Vi, but let's see what they pick.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what they go with for the first.
Oh!
Okay, there's the Syndra first pick. This makes sense. Blitzkrieg plays a lot of Syndra. This is one of his picks. I think it's really smart to take that off the board, especially considering how strong it was in the last game.
For sure. It's just wanted to show him we can do it too. So
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
I do like that response. Like, okay, you first picked Syndra in the first game. We have a Syndra too. Let's see how this changes, how you're gonna play. And I'm excited to see what counter pick they go for here. The Akali was the first one. Aphelios getting picked up again. Strong champion, we know it. But will they go with the support pick, or are they going to delay this mid lane pick a little bit longer? We will see.
Yeah, I would try and pick at that Leona quick because that was extremely useful.
It was very effective, yeah. Another thing I'm interested to see is if they still go for this Jinx Zillion bot lane. Because it didn't have as much of an effect, but I feel like that wasn't really the issue. Now we see a Kassadin pick. This is another option because this Kassadin will outscale, or at least scale at the same rate as the Syndra, and it'll be good in lane because of how much natural magic resistance the Kassadin has, along with the slight magic damage shield that he has. It's going to make for a fairly safe laning phase. So I'm excited to see how that is utilized. You don't see Kassadin every day. He can be fun to watch, teleporting everywhere. But okay, Lucian. This is probably going to be a Lucian Nami bot lane here. That is a lot of pressure.
I like that a lot more. You know, I just didn't think that we had a good hold, especially with that Leona and Aphelios. That would be a great alternative.
It would. We will see if they do opt with the Nami. I mean, that's the norm. Going with Lucian and Nami just has a lot of synergy. The Nami E and the Lucian's ability to auto attack, the double auto attack, synergizes very, very well. They're not actually going to pick it up. I'm very surprised. I definitely expect Kansas State to ban that pretty much immediately. So
Braum.
I'm interested to see Braum though is good into Lucian and also Syndra. So, I mean, I'd say it's a very good pick, very safe pick as well. Can definitely mitigate a lot of the damage that Lucian is trying to output.
And there's your Nami ban.
I'm I'm really surprised that they didn't just pick it up because I doubt that they would have banned the Vi in the second rotation here.
For sure,
so
yeah.
I guess we'll see. They're giving Raymond the Goat the top counter pick, or they're going to delay it as long as possible. Makes sense. Giving him a little bit more of an advantage. You saw the Kennen was a nightmare there for the Aatrox in the last game, and they do still have the Aatrox up if that's something they opt for. But I would look for a little bit more tankiness out of the Firebirds here for this one. I think that you need some more bulk into, in general. I mean, compared to the last game, they didn't really have any true front line that was able to front to back like Jinx wanted to. But at the same time, it's a little bit of a different team comp. The Senna ban is also really surprising. It's not.
Yeah.
I know it's so in lore.
Yeah, they're
in the League of Legends mythos, Lucian and Senna are married. But they don't work fantastically together as a support ADC duo, in my opinion.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
I'm kind of surprised that they see this ban, this Senna ban here, but
and I like seeing that they banned both Senna and Viego, so like we don't have Ruination Part 2.
yes, indeed. We are past that event now.
It was so good.
I expect a jungle pick here. We will see what they go with. Okay, like the blind pick Ornn. A lot of counter picks to Ornn these days, actually. He is still very strong, but people have just been learning a little bit more about how to play against him. Mordekaiser's is a really common one. Aatrox is fine into Ornn. There are a lot of different options you can go with, but I'm really surprised to see that Camille's really good into Ornn. I'm surprised to see them give this top counter pick over. What will the support be, though? This is what I'm interested in. I would expect a tank, honestly, if I'm going here. You still are not very bulky if you're the Firebirds, and this is an all-in team comp. You want some more engage. Maybe the Leona. Maybe you just pick up the Leona.
Going Thresh be another good owner, not working too well.
It's solid. It's definitely an option. It's something I know Proliferate can play. The Karma, though, is going to be picked up. That's going to be a lot of pressure in lane. So that's another lane that you're going to be looking at, like Lucian Karma, Lucian Nami. They do a ton of damage in that early game.
Yeah.
So they're really hoping to pressure out this Aphelios and get a sizable CS advantage and hopefully, once again, a kill in order to really trampoline this Lucian ahead.
For sure. A big thing that I'm scared about is just the Braum ultimate and the Ornn ultimate together. Is that we saw how the CC and the team fights went last game.
Oh, Hecarim. Okay.
Quick switch over.
Yep.
And along with that Hecarim R2, that's a lot of
CC. So still very, I'd say very well balanced team composition here from Kansas State. You have a ton of peel in that Braum. So they're going to be able to keep the Aphelios alive, keep him just dealing that absurd amount of damage that we saw in the last game. You have this Kassadin who'll just be constantly scaling up in the mid lane. He's going to be a teamfight monster. He's going to be a threat to every member of the Firebirds this game. The Hecarim is fantastic. Engage, does a lot of damage once again to all these squishies, which is another theme that last game we saw. This Kennen, the Aphelios, the Syndra all have so much burst damage.
Yeah.
And the squishy, like, you just didn't have the health for it. You didn't have the resistances to really deal with that. So the Firebirds really need to get a great engage off. They need to get a ton of crowd control onto some of the carries of Kansas State if they're going to win a team fight here.
I'm just afraid we don't have enough.
Yep.
So interesting to see.
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit worried about it, but you never know.
I am slightly worried. The one real big advantage is Camille really beats Ornn in the side lane. So split pushing, it's going to be a big advantage for the Firebirds in this game. They have a lot of people who are great at it. And by a lot, I mean Camille. But still, a 4-1 split, so putting 4 members in the mid lane and 1 person in either top or bottom lane to secure those towers, that could be a very viable strategy. And something we'll see. But man, despite how much lockdown the Firebirds have, it's just so much peel from Kansas State. I would put draft advantage to Kansas State here. It just feels much more well-rounded, a little bit more flexible than the Firebirds. But the advantage of picking these early game champions like the Lucian, the Vi, the Karma, is that you have the potential to just be put so far ahead that a stronger team comp or a stronger team fight will be nullified almost just because of how fed you are, how strong you are.
For sure, and I'm hoping that happens, but I mean, as we saw last time around, it just didn't quite click. It just didn't quite do it. They're very close, especially against the Viego, against the Kennen, and it just never really pulled through. So I'm afraid that this time around, it's just gonna seal the deal, especially like with Braum and Ornn together.
That's true. That's a really good point. Some things to look at are if this Camille is able to get any sort of gold advantage, then the Ornn, I mean, that's so much true damage. You have to understand. It doesn't matter how much resistances you build on the Ornn. If Camille's doing 700 true damage to you.
She just waits to use her Q again.
Exactly. She'll just wait to take another big chunk out of that health bar. Man, this will definitely be shaping up to be an interesting game.
For sure. I'm very excited for it. As always, this one might be the time where I'm most worried. I really do like Kansas's comp, but you know, we've seen all these champs that work really well for us. I don't know exactly what needs to click. I think just with Blitzkrieg and their CC, that might be a good start, and then by jumping onto it, or vice versa. Just scary.
It is a bit scary, but I think that this draft is a lot more cohesive than the last one. I definitely like the Camille pick more than the Aatrox. I just think it's a lot more consistent. You have a lot more scaling in that top lane. The one thing I'm worried about is if they will truly be able to put this Lucian ahead, because if you don't, then Aphelios will absolutely run away with this game. So you have to be really careful about having Allspice sit in the bot side, really make sure that he's able to push his advantage and that they're able to get these dragons off of it. I think that getting dragon stacking, getting a dragon soul is a big win condition here for the Firebirds.
For sure, and that's something that wasn't too big on the priority list early on in the game, and then even just trying to set up, we were always bullied
Yep.
off of it. So hopefully that will change here. But
Yeah, but it is a
excited to
much
see.
different look here from Kansas State. You just have a lot more scaling. You're a lot less agency. You have a lot less ability to make plays happen in the early game. This captain is pretty much a dead weight until level 6. I mean, you just don't have the damage to really do much, or even the roaming potential to do much on this champion until he's able to hit level 11, and eventually, I mean, when you hit level 16, that's trouble.
for
So,
sure.
keeping the main points here is going to be keeping this Kassadin behind, making sure he isn't able to scale up, making sure you're tracking this Hecarim, and getting these early kills with this Vi, this Lucian, and the Karma. Those are going to be the main things you're looking for from the side of the Firebirds. As far as Kansas State, as far as the Wildcats, you're going to be looking for just a nice, stable game. You just want a very chill game, trade some kills here and there, but just let the Ornn, let the Felix, let the Kassadin scale up and have these free team fights in the late game.
For sure, yeah. I mean, the big sources of damage just out of Felios and Cassian, and just keeping them behind, just like what you said, that's going to be the big key to victory. Because Braum can't do too much damage, just there for a nice big shield, and Hecarim can jump on top of them. Same with Ornn with using their R. So I'm nervous but excited at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will see how this game will play out in 2 minutes and 26 seconds this time on the dot.
On the
We'll
dot.
see you after this break.
The high Wheaton shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, are you kidding me? Don't ask. Don't over behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.
Legends. Paused here, waiting on it. We'll soon load in. But how are you feeling going into this game?
I'm nervous. I haven't seen Braum in draft in a while, or on the Rift. I've only seen Braum in some of the other games.
All right, we're back now. Had a little bit of tech issues. Weren't able to get the game going, funnily enough. But now we're here. And I couldn't be happier, honestly, to see some more League of Legends. Because, man, what a fun game.
What a beautiful map.
What a beautiful map. Braum's just chilling, man.
Oh!
He's seeing what's up. A little bit of an invade going on here. But nothing going to be coming of it. So, just peeking in to say hello. Like, hey.
We're your opponents.
We're your opponents, yep.
Just wanted to say hi. Welcome to the map.
Welcome to the Rift, yep. But what are you looking for this game? What's got you nervous here?
Just the amount of tankiness. We saw like how great the front line was last game, and it seemed like they just added upon it. And with the Aphelios doing so much damage, a little super afraid of it. They do not have the Syndra anymore, so I want to see if Kassadin is gonna be useful for that. So hopefully that Blitzkrieg can a little bit of dances.
Oh, Ornn, so silly with the dance. Yeah, but definitely looking for Blitzkrieg to try and put some pressure on. Once again, this is something he is known for. He is very good. So I believe he was like top 100 Syndra.
Oh, really?
Yep, at one point. So this is one of his champions. He hasn't gotten to play in competitive in a long time. So excited to see how he's able to utilize that. A little bit of a cheese going on once again, but gotta be punished a little bit more this time. You have a little bit more damage in the early game with this Karma Lucian bot lane. So he's gotta be a little bit more careful.
For sure, yeah. I'm very interested to see. I mean, with the Karma already having like her art just starting out, just using it to enhance her abilities, it's gonna be quite interesting how that's gonna be utilized.
It certainly will. I mean, that's what makes the Karma so good in lane phase. You just have such great poke potential. You're able to slowly chip away at the health bars of this Aphelios and the Braum. And it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and also with the ability to increase their own or get a lot of their health back using an enhanced W. Yeah. Like, wow, it's. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, the shielding definitely will be an important factor, but I think the most important thing here is the damage. The Karma can build a more shield-oriented playstyle, but at least for the time being, you're gonna be wanting to get as much damage off with this pick as possible.
For sure. Yeah. So do you think that she's gonna be building more support items or more damage? Oh.
I still expect a support item, so I probably gets caught up with the Hecarim a little bit. The horse is just messing around up there. Good trade there for him to go. These short little trades with those chunks of true damage are exactly what the Camille's looking for in this matchup. Extended fights aren't fantastic just because of the percent health magic damage that Ornn is able to put out with the Brittle, his passive there. Oh, a lot of damage on Proliferate. Does get the stun off. Ignite on Proliferate, but okay, we have a little bit of lane gank here. Gets off of the Aphelios. Ignite is off. I think I'm putting even more damage onto him there. As, man, really smart play there by Allspice. Definitely putting the lane in Arthur and Proliferate's favor.
For sure. I mean, already we're seeing a lot more aggression from both sides instead of this safe play style. So oh, wow.
Ooh, there's the damage that we were talking about. The Adaptive Shield is up for the Camille. So, like, thankfully, not too bad of a trade there. But still, it will be scary. Once you get towards level 6, for both of these champions here, the Ornn obviously will be able to make more plays for his team, but Raymond the Goat will have a lot more kill pressure once he gets that Hextech ultimate and the ultimate.
Oh, for sure. And then just dictating that they're just keeping Ornn in one spot, or even just jumping on later on in team fights on the Aphelios or to the Kassadin, especially the Kassadin, because they can't even teleport out of there then.
Yeah, I mean, Kassadin, though, having a really fantastic laning phase here so far. I mean, already exhausted Blitzkrieg's mana, forcing him to stay by freezing that wave, making sure that the wave isn't pushing into his towers to give a free reset. They're very smart there.
Yeah, it's a little bit nervous, like, but is it just, for that, what is really Syndra looking for to, oh dear.
Yep. This is going to be a lot of, a little bit of a tickle fight in the top lane here. A lot of healing for both sides and shielding, especially. So I doubt that much meaningful damage is going to happen until you hit level 6 in the top lane. But as you're talking about mid lane, what the Syndra's looking for?
Yeah.
Usually it's to slowly poke them down until you're able to find a trade, utilizing Syndra's stun to use all of your abilities, hit your full combo, and get a kill. But that mainly will only happen at level 6. While you are almost there, Kassadin's ability to avoid that said full combo is going to make things really difficult.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that teleport, that just comes up almost immediately, doesn't it? And
Yep.
just costs a little bit more mana each time.
It would, yeah. One thing to look at is the Kassadin's running Fleet Footwork here, which is much, much better at sustaining through these poke. The poke that Syndra's trying to put out. I apologize.
Yeah.
But it just makes him a lot harder to slowly chip down like we were talking about, which is probably why you're seeing this advantage build up for the Kassadin, the health and mana advantage. And one thing, oh my goodness, bot lane, 10 farm advantage there by the Lucian Karma. That's exactly what you're looking for. But you need to keep pushing that. You need to find more off this. You need to find a kill, or you need to start stacking these dragons.
Yeah, and it looks like Raymond the Goat just got to level 6.
Yep, so it's definitely something to look for. He could look for a fight here. It just has, now Boomix does have level 6 as well. So it's going to be a bit more even playing field, especially just because the Ornn has so much more health with that Corrupting Potion. So we'll be looking to see how the rest of the top lane plays out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in these team fights later on, and how this Hextech Ultimatum is ultimately going to work. Trying to, because the big thing with Kansas so far is that they're just really good at putting the Firebirds where they want them to be, and with Hextech just kind of separating everybody out, and maybe Syndra using their R right after. That's how I see it in my mind.
Yeah, could absolutely be a big combo there for the Firebirds. This is very much in the same way that the Kansas State had a team in which you wanted to combo a lot of ults together. You want the Kennen ult, the Leona ult, you want to put that all together in that fantastic melting pot of CC and damage to create a winning team fight. I mean, that's exactly what the Firebirds are looking for in this one. You want to layer these ultimates and get a very fast kill at the start of a fight.
For sure, and it's all just the question to see if the Braum, the Hecarim, and the Ornn, if they're going to be cause problems.
One thing, look at Osspice is here. He is unseen. He is on this control ward, so they definitely do not know where he is, and they are slowly pushing this. So no, he's stepped a little bit afraid.
Oh dear.
You though, so unfortunate. That would have been likely almost a kill at least, if not a lot of kill pressure flashing forward. They know if this Kilos does not have the flash, this will likely be a kill. Your first blood goes over to Arthur by the Lucian. He's looking for more. They do trade that kill back, but that is big. Now counter gank coming in. Hecarim gets some damage off. The healing is massive. That rework is quite a funny thing. Osspice is just going to try to get away, though.
Whoa!
Flashes a little bit early. Tries to flash range juke him. I feel like he should have just flashed towards his tower.
Yeah.
Would have given him a lot better chance to survive there. But, man, really good counter gank there by the Hecarim to get that one back for his team.
For sure, and it's going to give him a little bit extra gold, but not too much to make a big difference. But right there, we just saw a lot more aggression, and I think that was ultimately needed. A little bit unfortunate that Karma did die, however.
Yeah, very tough. I mean, it was kind of a necessary evil. Like, you needed that Karma to tank that tower shot if you were going to pick up that kill. But once that Hecarim comes in, that play is just a negative, a net negative there for them. So, once again, very, very well played. Great macro there from Kansas State. But still, getting the Lucian a kill, getting him ahead is going to be a big benefit from that play.
For sure. And Raymond the Goat just said,
Flashing away, does end up getting away there. So, well played. Just making sure, flashing early, knowing, okay, this Hecarim can definitely get a kill on me if I do not invest my flash early. As now he's coming in again. Doesn't have a flash this time, but he will have a couple of rotations here coming forward. Blitzkrieg is most likely dead, but Allspice is ulting in. We have Flipper here for the shielding. Yes, he actually will. Oh no. Okay, Hecarim just barely taking care of Blitzkrieg there. Double kill though for Allspice, evening this one up. Hextech also made him now onto the Ornn. Ornn's in trouble. Ornn's trying to get away, flashing away from the chains there. Trying to get one up on the call. Well played by Boomix, looking for more, but man, Raven the Goat still has so much damage, taking so much, but the CC is enough. My goodness, tries to E-Flash, ends up picking it up either way. That Q is absurd.
Oh, dear.
Bot lane Kazakage, though, grabbing on back for his team. A lot of trading, but this is exactly what we were talking about. As long as you keep even and you keep these trades, these trades of kills coming, you're in a good spot if you're Kansas State.
Yeah, it's nice given at least it was the Braum that got the 2 kills right there. I'm making a little bit more tankier, but luckily it didn't go that way. However, Hecarim too having those 2 kills as well, that a little bit scary.
It absolutely is. One thing to look at is once the Aphelios gets the red and white guns, this 1v1 matchup becomes a lot easier for them. I mean, the Lucian just isn't able to output enough burst damage to win in that duel. So he's got to play around that really well, but also Kansas State picked up the first dragon. I mean, this is not what we were expecting at all.
Yeah, really unfortunate, and they're gonna get that quick start or head start on Drag, so a little bit nervous, but still very early on.
It absolutely is, and there, despite us talking about how well Kansas State scales, we have plenty of scaling on Firebirds as well. You have that Camille, you have that Syndra. You absolutely have ways back into this game, even if you fall slightly behind in the early game. Which they haven't, because it's still even gold. The CS advantage that they've created is enough. Just using that ult to try and get that root under the bot lane. It looks like he's in some trouble. They do have the special charge available, but they have so many rotations. This is a really risky dive. Kares is a bit caught out here. He had to shield so much burst there coming up.
There we
picks
go.
them up. Kares is punished for that. Wow. Fantastic rotations there by the Firebirds.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous that Hecarim was going to push in there very quickly, just trying to take Arthropod out, but really well done by Blitzkrieg to go in there and help out.
Yeah, I mean, just really, really great teleport to counter that dive, and they just needed to disengage immediately. I think that the Kansas State just stayed a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Once they saw that that teleport was invested, then they should just be happy with it. Like, okay, we got this summoner spell, we have this marginal advantage from this play, we just need to walk away now. But unfortunately, they kept trying to commit to this play under tower, and it cost them.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Greed is it's definitely a big killer right there. You know, we just saw that the Firebirds just took advantage of it, and really well done.
Yeah, another thing, getting the Syndra kill is going to be really important. Putting her on a path towards being able to one-shot the carries of Kansas State will only be a benefit. Now, I feel like kind of obvious saying, well, if you get a kill, it's good. But on the Syndra in particular, it's really important. Oh, ultimate. Oh my goodness.
That's
really well played
time that ignite is from Braum has gone onto the Karma and killing her 2 times this game.
But man, let this Braum carry. 3-0 is the support. Got a lot of kills, but now 1v2ing his Arthropod, picks up 1, looking for more. The dash will be coming up. He does have the flash available. He might be able to find it. He's waiting for his cooldown. He flashes forward. He Qs. He might not find anything. Hextech ultimate on the top side, though. Another fight. There's just so much boxing going on here. Unfortunately, Raven the Goat does walk away from this, so now he is in trouble. So much damage coming up onto the Camille. Allspice also in trouble. Mirados with a great roam. But it looks like everybody's going to get out except for Allspice. He will be found by the Hecarim here.
A little bit unfortunate, but really happy that Raymond Goat, got away from that up in the top lane. Oh, but a little bit unfortunate they got pinched in the bot.
Is weighing. He will find the root there. Arthropod will ult, but not going to quite find it.
Oh.
Is able to just ult away, so Kares will be safe this time.
Yeah, it's just those missed opportunities that we're seeing exactly like the last game. That would have been extremely helpful.
It absolutely would have, but on the same note, 2-0 is Lucian. That is scary. Now, he's going a little bit of a, not unorthodox, but just different build from what you usually see. Usually, these days, you'll see the Boots of Lucidity, so those cooldown boots. And then you'll see rapid fire cannon actually. So yep. So you'll see a more like poke style of Lucian. So just able to get a ton of damage off from a really far distance away, especially with the first strike, as you can see. So just have him dash forward, get those 2 auto attacks off.
Yeah.
Get those 2 auto attacks off, and just get that nice little poke damage off before the fight starts.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I was thinking with that it would be good building with Kraken.
Go for another smash in the mid lane. Violet Cascade does end up ulting away and flashing. So the ult does go through. I believe that was a red ult, unfortunately, so it doesn't get the roots. But those 2 ults invested there from Kansas State could be important, as the Dragon is up in a minute. So they might not have the Moonlight Vigil or the Braum ult. I don't remember what it's called. I apologize. By the time that this fight comes up, which would be absolutely massive, as you see now, this Camille Q is starting to chunk.
Oh yeah. That's already. Oh wow!
All that damage. I think that Boomix is just kind of bait though, because you do have that Hecarim still in the top lane. It's kind of lying in wait for the Camille to overextend just a little bit. But now they're just going to call this one off. Boomix has to be really careful here though, because he is very, very low. There, now here comes the play. He may still be able to find all the flash away. Boomix is out. The knockup is found out of Raymond the Goat. He still does have an advantage. He still is able to potentially get this technical.
Nice.
He will have that extra damage, but it will not matter. Cares will pick up his 4th.
A little bit unfortunate, but I mean, we saw that damage from the Camille every single time that Q went off. That was a 4th health, and that's only with 1 item so far.
Yep.
So Raymond the Goat is definitely going to scale a lot harder. A little bit.
He will certainly be a threat going forward into this game. You have to be wary of Camille at all times. I mean, just even if you're behind, the amount of true damage that she's able to put out is impossible to deal with. There's no resistances you can build for it.
A little bit unfortunate that kill did go to the Hecarim, going 4-2 now.
Yeah, but it's still tough to say, because it looks like they'll still have a somewhat favorable fight. They are still up 1.5 thousand gold. So these early game champions that they've picked have been paying off. They have found the CS leads. They have found the tower plating leads that can secure them a gold lead, and now they'll pick up the Dragon as well. So still on track are the Firebirds.
Ooh, look at that.
Not much can be found there. I mean, Hecarim just kind of runs away. That's what he does.
Awesome.
He goes fast, but it does look pretty cool. What do you see both teams' strategies being going to this next phase of the game?
I think right now they're going to start grouping together. I mean, there has been a lot of grouping over in the mid lane, but just trying to make sure there isn't an over-aggressive push. So just playing on the defense. But I think those big team fights are going to come in. Once Ornn is done with his little crusade up in top lane, then I think that's when things are going to start to heat up.
Yep. Something I failed to mention earlier was the mid tower was actually taken down. That's a massive thing that happened so early on in the game. Ringo does want blood though. He will have the Hextech ultimate available to him soon enough. He might actually be able to find a kill here. A lot of true damage will come through onto Boomix. The ultimate is available for him though, and now the gang coming through does get the fear, does get the push away, and the CC chain is incredible. Is not able to ultimate away from the Ornn. That's something that is able to be done. You can use the Hextech Ultimatum, Camille's ultimate, to jump over the Ornn ult, because she's unstoppable, so she cannot be CC'd when she's casting that ultimate. So you can use that to actually not get knocked up by the Ornn ult. So it's something I've been kind of looking for that I haven't seen so far. But at the same time, I haven't really seen a great opportunity for him to do that either. So.
For sure. I mean, already when that ultimate...
a little bit caught out here. You will have to dash away. Very well played there, but he still might die, actually. A lot of and there it is. 200 years, my God. Killed him from a screen away.
Oh, I dreaded the day when I had to say 200 years on stream with Aphelios.
But man, I mean, that's what Aphelios does, though. Arthur Bennett was caught out. He was not in a good position there, and he certainly paid dearly for it.
Oh, but look at that. I mean, only 2 Firebirds there and doing all that damage already to the Hecarim. There goes Shelly.
Yeah, she will not likely be able to knock down this mid tower. Having 3 members of the Firebirds in the mid lane is going to be really big here, really smart. So ultimately, this Rift Herald didn't really do too much, but they did get that slight advantage. They drew the people, they drew the members of the Firebirds mid, so they will be able to take some chunks out of the spot turret now, maybe even here. The Blitzkrieg gets a ton of damage. The shield will save him, but will it be enough? Flashing away and ulting, expending all of those summoner spells and the ultimate is going to be pretty big. Okay, Arcpod going for the hero play, though. He has to be super careful. He's going to be able to Gale Force away, and ultimate, the culling is going to be on cares, but he's going to get away. He's now going on to... There we go. Picks up the 2v1 kill under the turret is fantastic. Arthropod is a monster on this Lucian, and now Mirados is caught out. Nice. Grabbing another one for himself. Flashing forward. Blitzkrieg. Everything is rolling the way of the Firebirds now.
There we go. And Orn taking a little bit of time to be like, oh no. My teammates.
Yep, the team kind of falling apart around the poor Orn here. But something to look at. The two members that you needed to get ahead on the side of the Firebirds are now ahead. 3 and 2 kills respectively to Arthropod and Blitzkrieg. You have to be worried. This 2,000 gold lead usually wouldn't be enough for a normal like early game team comp, but with the Camille and the Syndra scaling, I think that they might be able to match this late game damage that the team's able to put out with how far ahead these two carries are. For
sure, and right now Hecarim like needing to help out the other lanes because of that that carry. That gives Raymond the GOAT, you know, a free lane up there to battle with the Ornn.
Yep.
So that's going to be really helpful for him.
It certainly will, and the easier the lane can get for the Camille, the better. Although she does win the laning phase, as you can see, very punishable. Once you get rid of that hook shot, she's really a sitting duck.
Yeah.
A lot of people go Ignite and Teleport, so not even going Flash on the Camille just because of how much mobility hook shot provides. But I'm glad to see that Raymond the GOAT went Flash here. It just allows for a much more safe lane. And despite the fact that he has been killed a couple times, it's more so been... He has been playing the matchup a little bit too aggressively.
Yeah.
But that it has worked out just because of how well the Firebirds have been playing the rest of the map.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Oh, dear.
Blitzkrieg might be in some trouble here. The Flash is not available, but the ultimate is. A lot of damage on the care is not going to pick anything up. And on the other side, Murdos is caught out. The culling does end up picking up Proliferate, taking a second. You really wish that was given to the Lucian, but not much you can really ask for there. As long as he dies.
Makes the karma a little bit stronger.
It certainly does. Another plus there for the Firebirds. The Kassadin is 0-3. So he's going to be slowing down that scaling a little bit more.
But it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the mythic that he built, I forgot the name of it.
Everfrost.
Yeah, Everfrost. Just getting a little bit even more CC down on the team.
Yep.
That, you know, just trying to compensate for the...
Warhorn does go through. I do not think that this is a fight that Carthage wins. So much damage. Raymond already taken out. Occupy's running for his life. Proliferate's trying his best, but that was lost to begin with. They did not have the manpower for that fight. Ornn is absolutely running things. Taking a lot of damage, the true damage there from the Camille through the Ignite. They definitely do hurt, but now Blitzkrieg is found. Every member, just, my goodness. This was a disastrous fight for the Firebirds.
Yeah, I mean, all that CC, that was what I was a little bit worried about, and I'd right to be, that was really well done by Kansas.
Yeah, hey, the Wildcats just on the prowl and ending up finding a fantastic fight. The Firebirds completely overcommitted. Allspice just was not really coordinated with his team there. Had the ultimate onto the Aphelios, that is what you want, but just no follow-up, really. So,
yeah.
Very tough.
And they were all super low, too, and they kept on trying to push into it, and it seemed like they were trying to target some of the tanks, and it just did not work out.
Yep, and now Aphelios has those 4 kills. He's got the Kraken Slayer. He's probably going to build a Bloodthirster right here. Yeah, there it is. So
right on cue.
So much more survivability. Honestly, once again, probably would have went Gale Force personally if I was the Aphelios, but you've seen the amount of damage he's able to put out with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, what was it last game? I think it was like 8-1 or 8-2. The Aphelios was going
8-1 and 9, I believe.
Oh,
yep.
Jeez, it absolutely insane.
Yep.
And with all those tanks protecting him, there's almost no way it is safe to go on there until all the CC is gone. So it's going to be really tough to get in there to stop him.
Yeah, this is the one downside of just drafting Vi and no more engage, really. Once you go in, you're kind of just there. You don't really have anything else to do. You need some sort of follow-up with the Vi that's able to kind of like jump in with her in order to really maximize this pick.
Yeah, and it's a bummer because we don't have anyone to really do that. Syndra can poke from afar, but
Blitzkrieg may be caught here. He is knocked up, but nothing more will come of it. little bit overzealous there by the Orange, just getting a little excited.
I wanted to see the cool ram go.
She does find it. They do actually have this is exactly what I was talking about. Ultimate does come
God, there we go.
Shut down. This is a good looking team fight here. Cares is taking so much. The damage mitigation from that new W is big. I think that's a misclick there by oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's no amount of resistances that will save you from that one though. What I was saying, I think I'm gonna misclick that. Will they be able to turn this?
Nice.
Keep in mind, this may be a Cassin that's behind, but this is still a level 14 Cassin. I think Raymond the Goat may be a little bit caught out here. But man, Kansas State is just too far. Cassin needs to start ulting soon because he is in trouble.
There it is.
He's gonna get caught eventually, I think. Despite how many ults he has, he will be able to 1v1 with Raven the Goat. But that's about all that he can do. He can just look to trade here. Does get done there by Blitzkrieg. Well played. Now for the Wild Goose Chase. Although it looks like they're just gonna let the Cassidon go, take what they can get. Get away. The reset he does. Oh man, that is gotta be frustrating there for the Firebirds. But wow, really well played, and exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, that combo.
Vi had follow-up. That is the main thing. And once you take care of this Aphelios, something I wasn't thinking about before, that is the main damage threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Once this Aphelios goes down, they lose so much damage. So despite the fact that they have a very strong front line, they are much more vulnerable to these sorts of picks in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like what we said before, like that night.
Oh no, Arthur does get caught out here. Knockup does come through. Just give this to this Caston. Is able to get it there. The shutdown
didn't go down without a fight, though.
Absolutely not. No, he shouted and he said ah, and he tried his best, but to no avail. Caston picking that one up it's a little rough, admittedly.
For sure, but going back to that big team fight right there. You know, Raymond going in with the Camille ultimate, that was really well done, like with the Vi, and just completely shattered the damage, and they're just kept on running it down a little bit. Hecarim did do a lot as well, but you know, without that ADC, it's that's really their biggest weakness.
It absolutely is. The main weakness of this team is the lack of carries. I mean, just because this Caston is so far behind. Now, granted, that shutdown is huge.
Oh yeah.
And he is level 14, 2 levels away. The whole joke is when Caston hits level 16, it's GG, it's game over. Just because of how strong he is with that level 3 ultimate, that rank 3 ultimate. It costs so much less mana and does so much more damage, even has a lower cooldown. It is a menace in these fights if it's able to ramp up.
But I mean, if we have Hextech,
the wrong person. That is very rough. Raymond the Goat is trying to salvage it. They're going to welcome him onto the Aphelios. He's taking too much damage. He is overstepped. Now they're turning this fight back around. Hecarim is jumping in. Allspice is going to go down eventually. Proliferate's a little bit caught here. They are running them down. Mirdas has that ultimate stack. He wants more. Arthropod and Blitzkrieg right for the lives. Look at the damage. Horn comes out. They want them under the turret. That's a double kill for the oh my goodness, the Cassidon. Man. This is the late game team fight that we were talking about.
That was really scary. I mean, they tried going into it. It was unfortunate that Vi did miss, but Raymond the Goat also tried going in there as well.
He tried to salvage it, yeah.
But the tanks just completely surrounded. There's no way another Firebird could go in there and help out their teammates.
Yep, they just got smothered there after that failed engage. I mean, once again, very tough.
Yeah.
You need to get that Vi ultimate onto the carry. Because if you do not, then this whole engage style that the Firebirds have picked for themselves kind of falls apart.
And it looks like the third dragon will be going down as well, and that is also not very good to see.
Marching towards the Dragon Soul with a 2,500 gold lead. This is not where the Firebirds thought they would find themselves at all.
And they had such a good lead starting out. I just do not know exactly what happened.
Yeah, and the one big player here, honestly, I've got to say, Hecarim has been kind of holding things together. Does 6-7-4 or 6-4-7, I apologize, highest kill participation on the team. Just really found those advantages and was able to put these lanes far enough ahead, and has had these really good ultimates, and also has quietly had some very high damage in these team fights.
For sure, and just the ability to get people off of the back line, it's just extremely useful.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, but look at all that damage.
Yeah, you still do have to be wary of this Syndra, who's still getting those Splinters of Wrath. Probably has the probably has the upgrade ultimate at this point, so you have to be worried about that execution. I believe it's below 15% is the threshold for health, so that would be really nice as far as taking down the Ornn in particular.
Does it have a little like showing kind of like Pike
It should. I haven't played new Syndra. I don't know. Oh, they're just gonna start up this Baron though. Very interesting. They think that they have this one. Ooh, I think I know why. Okay, so look at the differences in items here by the Lucian they feel. So I'm trying to get this in before this fight. The Lucian actually does have the Infinity Edge, so maybe that's why they're trying to start this one. But now Kansas State is in. Ornborn comes through, knocks up one. This is a super accurate team fight. Ulting over the wall is Karen. Blitzkrieg's going down. Raven the Goats is going down. He's running away. Arthropod is caught. He is slowed. Flashing forward is Ornn. Not gonna be able to find it. Oh, he's trying to teleport away. He's not getting away from this one, buddy. Cheeky play, but not going to be able to find it. Now Arthropod just trying to stay alive. Will be able to, but oh man, just another disaster for team fight. It's just slowly suffocating them out of this game. They actually might be able to end the game here. The respawn timers are 50, or the shortest one that is 15 seconds here.
Oh dear, yeah.
They might have the damage. Arthropod will just try his best to stall here. But as you can see, they're chipping away at these turrets. They want the Nexus. They want to end this game. Arthropod gets essentially a one-shot. My goodness, Hecarim is hilarious. And that will be the game. GG. Well played, Kansas State. And wow, just very, very well executed.
There's no other word that just explains it perfectly. That the ability to take that spacing, make it your own, and even when they weren't doing so well, they found a way to come back. And it's a bummer. I think this is this our first loss?
It would be, yeah.
That is a bummer, but I mean, wow, what a great team. A real big honor to play against them, and there's so much to learn from here as well.
Absolutely, and obviously, like losing 2-0 is never fun, but this is I feel like this is a game they will go back, they will watch the VOD. This will be a really important game to look at going forward. I just, the way, as you talked about, I love, you're learning so much about League of Legends, but you're doing so good. The way that Kansas State was taking space during team fights and just splitting up the Firebirds made it so hard for these coordinated engages to happen. The one that we saw, the Vi, the Camille, teaming up and getting that one, picking off the Aphelios at the start of the fight, that's what needs to happen in every fight. But that's extremely hard to do with Braum, with the Hecarim, with the Ornn, all just sitting on the AD carry.
For sure, and all there just to push the Firebirds away. It was extremely well thought out. But it's risky though. If that Aphelios did not do good, like it just completely shut them down, like they did the Kassadin early on, this probably would be a much different story.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, that did not happen this time around. We didn't have the greatest front line just to take damage away from, just take damage in general. But good backline though. It was a great backline. There's a lot of damage done, and it just, just not a lot of tankiness.
It's certainly a tough loss. But once again, much can be gained here. Is Carthage Black still playing? Do we know? Okay, we'll check in with that. We'll get some updates for you here in Twitch chat coming up, hopefully. So we'll see what's going on next, whether it's a post-game interview, whether we're going to switch over to Carthage Black game, which is actually happening on YouTube right now, I believe, if you want to go check that out. But we'll hopefully be back with you. We'll let you know what for. But for now, a short break. And we'll see you then.